My name is Tony Vidal and this is Cristi Hernandez. So we're going to talk about the case. This.
No, that's mic.
Just a microphone. Okay. So it's the flavor delivery when you taste chocolate made with Venezuelan cocoa beans. You have a more combined flavor. It has flowery aroma like violets. So this is what we want to exploit from Chocolate Sangre.
Okay. First, we're gonna do a brief analysis of the industry to know what we're dealing at. The analysis of the chocolate or the cocoa beans industry, basically we did the so-called SWOT analysis. As strength, we find that this is a company with a competitive advantage, that it has a really high quality. It hasn't been exploited, so it's a strength. Also, all the source of beans are from the same home country, so you have different sources that makes you have lower costs. Also, it's a really well-known brand in the home country, so you have already the name in the source, where the source beans are. Also, there's a low price of the product compared to other producers. Since you are in the home country, you produce all the beans there. If we compare with Belgian chocolates, they had to import the beans from Venezuela, Ecuador, or other parts of Africa of the world, and so this makes a really low cost production compared to other competitors. Also, the weakness is that it's not a well-known brand abroad. So if we want to expand our company, we're going to have a hard time in getting popularity. Also, there's a limited supply of the cocoa beans since we're not so back in the value of change. So we have to buy the beans from the already producers. If there are limited producers, we have a limited supply, so we cannot grow that much. We depend on them. Also, if we want to go backward in the value of chain, we have to be the suppliers. In order for this, is a long-term investment since the cocoa beans take like 7 years to grow since you plant the tree. The opportunities that the market represents to us are that the chocolate market. It's a poor market exploit in China, which means there's a lot of market opportunity there. Also, the exports in the last 6 years have grown so much in Venezuela, so this is a hint for us where we should look the new markets. And also, Venezuela is a member of various trade associations. One of them is the G3 group and the Dino group, which makes trade with internationally really easy. And the threat is that the political situation in Venezuela is really weak, like you don't know what's going to happen. Competitors possess a high market share in the international market, like Nestlé, Toblerone, etc. And inflation in Venezuela has made exports much more difficult. Before deciding our strategy, we went through these 3 options. The first was expand the value of change. It means going backward, become suppliers, become distributors, go back. The other was growth in retail, expand through the retail, since we had the final product just expanded. And the other one is seek growth through food service expansion, which is the strategy we chose. And Tony will talk about it.
Okay. So how do we grow and where? Our main strategy is going to be to penetrate markets in China and Malaysia. And the tactics that we're going to use, so it was said in the case that advertising for this premium brand of chocolate is extremely expensive, and it's something that with the sales that Chocolate Sangre has, we can't afford it, basically. So we're going to implement the same tactics that they had used with the chefs, with the gourmet chefs in the United States, and bring them to Venezuela and have them see the land and have them fall in love with the chocolate and the quality of the chocolate. So we'll be using the same strategy. The only difference is we'll actually, instead of just having them come to us, we're also going to go to them. So we'll be doing it in different stages per country, and then afterwards we will go visit them, and we will actually take chefs and show them how different ways of using the chocolate that they might not be used to. And yeah. So yeah, mainly what we want is a personal experience. We want these chefs to fall in love with the chocolate. We want them to speak well about it. We want advertising through word of mouth.
How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna implement that strategy? We have limited resources. Advertisement is so expensive. How are we gonna do this? We're gonna invite the first group. It will be the Chinese group. It will visit us next month, February. After 2 months after, Malaysian group will come and visit us. Then we're gonna leave some time for them to make the product popular around them, write the articles or whatever they write in the magazines of the country. And then in July, we're gonna go to China, visit them, make stronger relationship with China, with those chefs. So they will be thrilled, and they will make our product more popular after having us there, after giving something from us to them.
Yeah, we want to create hype, and actually we chose China and Malaysia due to the fact of their high consumption in Asia in terms of the rest of the countries in Asia.
Yeah, and finally, Malaysian group. We're gonna go to Malaysia and basically do what we did in China 2 months before. The financial statement and budget. Since we have limited resources, we cannot afford a huge and fierce advertisement. So we will focus on the visits. And compared to a huge and fierce campaign of advertisement, it's cheap. And this has been proved when we expanded to the US. This was a strategy choice, and it worked. The twist we're making here is that we're going there. So we're building stronger relationships for them to expand our product in those areas.
Yeah. So this strategy that they had used in the United States, before implementing that same strategy, their sales represented 3%, their exports represented 3% of their sales, and then after doing that, now it's something like 27, so it's 9 times more what it was before. So we want to try the same thing in a bigger market. And our contingency plan, so since this is a bit of an ambitious plan, and we don't know how it might work, hopefully it should work, but our contingency plan would be to expand it in South and Central America due to consumption as well. It would be mostly to Mexico and Colombia, as they have the highest consumption of chocolate, and exploit more the retail market. Retail was only 8% of sales in the company. In terms of food services was about 40%, and retail was only 8%, so we can exploit that, use things like gifts. This type of gourmet chocolate is mostly used for gifts for Mother's Day or Valentine's or whatever. So we're going to try to, through the internet, maybe sell more of these types of packages and see if we can get more people to use our brand.
We're going to focus, in that case, on web advertisements. It's much cheaper than going to magazines, newspapers, or any other printed or on TV advertisement. Since the web, there's not much to tell. You already know how powerful it can be. And we'll also have this focus on the web and the gift thing. If you buy through our web a gift, we will not give you just a box of chocolate, but we will gonna give you like a package, like in a pre-order box, wrapped in a different way. So the people and the consumers will have the incentive to buy through the web, and of course receive the pretty package that maybe in the store they will get. So, concluding.
Sure. So,
in the end, what we want to achieve with our plan is that our market share will grow, since we're going to go in the 2 most consuming countries in Asia, which is China and Malaysia. So we will have a bigger market share. Also, the product placement. I mean, we want to gain popularity with product placement on those areas, so our product will be in the international markets. And also, of course, what we want at the end is to grow in the profit margin. And if we expand and we succeed in other markets that have not been maybe exploited, we expect to have a really growth in the profit margins.
Yeah, and really what we want to do is show the world the quality of our product and show them the difference between the product that they're able to buy with us compared to what they normally might use. So we really want to differentiate our product and show them that ours is much higher quality.
So basically what we want to do is the product placement on other international markets that haven't been exploited, keeping the positioning that the company has built since it began, which is high quality. Don't change that. And we have a good view of the plan, so we hope it will work. Thank you very much.